in different markets towards our products. I had a great discussion with a brand that obviously I won't name earlier last week, and they were talking about different products that might be on the dinner table for Christmas and whether they could spark some kind of change. A lot of consumers want brands to give them a sense of escapism and joy, and that becomes clouded in the current situation that we're in.
Will people really give up on social media though? You know, looking at Linda, there's plenty of Belgian chocolate, isn't there? But there's no real substitute for Facebook.
Act in a way that responds best to their values, and that's a key thing for brands to be aware of.
The most widespread national boycott movement.
Recently, we've seen it through other global events. You know, the Russian invasion of Ukraine has had a huge impact in terms of...
That was sanctions. Do you think it's only a matter of time before Aldi does break into the top three?
Yeah, I think so. If you look at the trajectory of the market share data, and also the fact that
some products, that is a third of its entire range, by an average of 25%, and it promises that price cuts on the rest of its entire...
What Asda has also let slip, as well as its, what historically has been a very keen eye on pricing. So
when we spoke to them, they hold their hands up about that. You know, they say that they want to improve product availability.
Doubling down on price investment, that could be enough to start, turning the corner.
It's a phone in tomorrow, and I'll be here to take your calls. We'd like to know what you're spending your money on at the minute. Consumer spending is .co.uk.
The World at 1 is in a few minutes, but first with a look at what the weather might be doing at the start of this new week, here's Chris Fawkes. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Danielle, and it's all changed. The warmest spots getting up to around 16 or 17 degrees. We do have a band of rain fringing into Cornwall and western areas of Wales, extending into Cumbria and also to Dumfries and Galloway. Elsewhere across southwest England and developing across parts of Wales through the course of the afternoon. Still with temperatures around 14 to 17, pleasant outside today. We're in cooler air though for Northern Ireland and the bulk of Scotland, and it's a day of sunny spells and showers. Down into low single figures, even colder for a nip of frost actually in Northern Ireland. The rest of England, Wales, about 7 to 10 degrees. Today, another area of rain clears eastern England through the early morning, followed by some heavy and thundery showers.
How high energy costs are affecting other businesses.
It's had a huge impact. We are struggling.
We're in a market that's extremely competitive, and it's very, very difficult to compete.
The Gambling Commission has now charged Mr Sunak's then closest parliamentary aide, Craig Williams, who lost his Montgomeryshire seat. At the time, Mr Williams told the BBC, "I have clearly made a Senate." A former Tory candidate, Laura Saunders, and her partner Anthony Lee, as well as Nick Mason, a former chief state police officer, has also been charged. The 15 individuals are due to appear at Westminster Magistrates Court in June.
Time at the British Steel plant in Scunthorpe. The government took emergency control of the Chinese-owned company on Saturday through emergency legislation. China has said it's in Scunthorpe.
At Immingham Docks, 25 miles from the plant, there's a shipment of coking coal that officials from the Department of Business and Trade and British Steel, and switching them off could lead to irreversible emergency legislation, allowing the government to take over and manage the site, which is still owned by the Chinese company Xinye. Ministers have accused...
has again insisted that it only strikes military-related targets and accused Ukraine of using civilians as human shields. Here's of a 38-year-old Filipino crew member. He was remanded in custody and is expected to face trial in January next year. Rory McIlroy has said it's unbelievable he's completed his career Grand Slam after winning them, and has become only the 6th golfer in history and the only European to win all.
It's unbelievably satisfying, and it's just such a special moment.
Gambling Commission. He was Rishi Sunak's parliamentary private secretary before the general election.